Normal is a thing that people use when they don't have an argument for why people are weird.
Whether you're obsessive compulsive or just a haggard and stressed out mom, welcome to Cozy Quilt Cinema. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Beth, obsessively checking the locks on my front door, but somehow still letting a mess of other people in. Every week, Michelle and I curl up on the couch and watch a movie and just talk it out. How it makes us laugh or cry, or sit on the edge of our seats, or even lean into a loved one. So grab your booby's good throw and get in the blanket for it, and let's talk about it.
Booby. Because it's Bubby.
Booby.
Bubby.
Booby.
Bubby.
Booby. See, you came around to my way
Bubby.
of saying it.
Bubby and Sadie.
Booby.
A million years ago, I worked for a family that were very Jewish, and they pronounced it Bubby because it was Bubby and Sadie.
Okay.
Sadie. Bubby and Sadie. I think it's Sadie. But Bubby, I remember it being Bubby, not Bubby.
Booby.
Booby reminds me of boobies.
There could be boobies too, but that's a different thing entirely. Still comfortable.
Not if you own them and they're too big. They're far from comfortable.
Okay. So we've gotten that out of the way. We're talking about As Good as It Gets.
Speaking of obsessive compulsive behaviors.
From 1997.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give the brief summary and then we can continue on with whatever nonsense you're doing right now.
I know.
A misanthropic, obsessive-compulsive romance novelist named Melvin Udall is forced out of his rigid, isolated routine when he's asked to care for his gay neighbor's dog after the neighbor is assaulted. Along the way, he finds himself unexpectedly, awkwardly falling for the one waitress who will serve him.
Okay.
That's it.
That's about right.
It's
The
brief.
dog is the cutest little bunum. He's got the baby face.
Cute little monkey face.
And it's not, so what they called it, I don't think I can pronounce it, was a griffin something with a B. But I thought that it was that Jill, the little actress dog, Jill, the dog, who plays Verdell, that I thought she was a Brussels Griffin. But they said, in the my research, it said she was a Griffin Brogé or something like. I don't remember what it said exactly. But
okay.
I'd never heard of that breed. I only know Brussels Griffin, and she kind of looks a little bit like Toto from The Wizard of Oz. Everybody thinks it's a Scott Terrier.
I don't think so, but okay.
Everybody always thinks it's a Scott Terrier, but it wasn't.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
I don't have a dog in that race.
You're funny.
Quite literally. So the director is James L. Brooks, who is known for Terms of Endearment, Broadcast News, and The Simpsons.
Yes, weirdly, The Simpsons.
Which is such a departure from the other things.
Mary Tyler Moore, Rhoda.
But I
Taxi.
appreciate the wide breadth of his.
Yeah, all over the place. He was not just the director, he was also a co-writer.
That is true, with Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
Known for Life as a House, Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
Which is a great movie, believe it or not.
And Georgia Rule.
And so what he did, he was responsible for the adaptation, the writing of the adaptation.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he had the line, "What it takes to write a woman."
Oh, for this movie?
What if Mark is just a dick? I'm just saying. I'm not saying Mark is a dick.
No, it was.
I don't know Mark.
That was a shitty.
Mark and I go way back, but let me tell you a story about Mark. So
I've known a few Marks.
Mark and I.
Mark.
We have. I don't know what you're doing right now.
Just saying the name sounds weird.
Okay, but you're being very I'm not high.
I am not either.
You are acting a bit.
I am exhausted.
So Mark and I, when we hung out, he was known for life as a house. Divine. No, I don't know Mark at all. So in this movie,
Yes.
we have a very big thing that we need to kind of get across right away.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah. So there's some ableism in here, not intentional, I'm sure. But it's mostly about the way that Melvin's OCD or his issues arrive and then go.
Yeah, he obviously has, he has a diagnosis. He has obsessive compulsive disorder.
That he did say in the movie to his psychiatrist.
Yes. When he burst into his office, not
Right.
during during his appointment time. But he kind of uses that, like where you see it, where he's got to, shut the door, like make sure the locks are done 5 or 6 times. He's got to do the lights. He can't step on certain cracks on the floor and on the road. But then all of a sudden he's slurring up a storm to his poor neighbor who just wants to be an artist and love the man he loves. And he's, he can't be complimentary without backhanding whoever he's talking to.
Yeah, he does a lot of negging. This is before that became a thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
But Melvin's OCD is not tied to his racism.
Oh, God, no.
And everything else and his rudeness and all that.
Well, he's just an
I just want to
asshole.
make sure that is clear. That part of his life is not the same as the OCD part. Now, does the OCD cause frustration for him? Sure it does. And I'm sure there's a lot of isolation that comes along with that. But it's not like he didn't have choices that he can make. The pills that he was prescribed, that's not really how they work. They don't just start relieving you of your symptoms.
No, that's not any.
And the love of a good woman doesn't do that either.
No, it can make him want, like he says, you make me want to be a better man. And that makes him want to take his pills. I could see that, but not make him better immediately.
And it's not going to cure you. These are not a cure.
No.
So I just want that to be clear, that the OCD, while it is here, it is a mechanism for Melvin. It is the thing that brings everyone together, either their dislike of Melvin or the weird positive things about him that people search for and find. And you really have to look at them in order to find them. And
definitely.
I'm not trying to tear this movie apart because
No.
it's actually one of the movies I really like.
No, it's a good movie.
But it's almost in spite of Melvin.
So I think something we can look at too is, I know we still have to talk about our feelings, but this was 1997. And while not saying, and I hate to always throw it back to the time period, but we are a bit more, I'm gonna say this with a squint in my eye, looking a little bit to the side. We are a little bit more enlightened about mental health and more aware of mental health. I feel like back in the day when Rain Man came out and when this movie came out, that enough people didn't know. I mean, unless you were exposed to it firsthand, I feel like a lot of the general populace in the United States didn't know.
I think a lot of people don't know now.
Oh, no. Oh,
So,
I'm with you on that one, too.
It's not like they've enlightened themselves.
Maybe it's just that
In
because
fact,
I
I
am.
think they've backtracked more.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is that I am firsthand experiencing it, where when I first saw these movies, I had not.
Yeah, that's
or
the
was
case.
not aware of
That's the
myself.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did this movie make you feel when you saw it the first time?
So I wanted to say, while you were doing that, let's dispense with that. Let's just do away with the how you're feeling.
Oh, okay.
Because we make our feelings damn well known while we're talking.
Oh, that's
about
true.
it.
That is true. No.
And I think that maybe we're just being kind of like,
Redundant?
well, these are our feelings, and then we go and voice our feelings. Let's start learning to decipher each other's feelings, and the audience, the listeners, can decipher their own feelings and our feelings as well on how they feel about these things through their discourse, through our communication.
Yes.
So let's just try that. We have the stitch count to tell. We have the cats going.
It's your girl.
absolutely
It's your girl doing it this time.
crazy behind us. Well, it's not like they're not going to make a lot more noise. Okay.
I know.
But yeah, let's just try that.
Okay, I'm cool
Let's
with that.
just do that because I think that coming up with our feelings
It's very
is a
difficult.
label that we're trying to establish, and then we go and say what our feelings are through the podcast.
Well, I feel like I'm really bad about explaining. I can explain how I feel about something in a roundabout way, but when I have to tell you, like, well, the movie made me ecstatic. I don't know.
Well,
It's like I just feel like it's
I think
pedantic or whatever.
Sure. I think that the emotion wheel was good for us starting out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now it's time to lay it aside and learn to communicate those feelings.
Okay.
Rather than just shouting the label.
Ah.
How do you feel about this film? Happy, also ambivalent. I mean,
Because that's a lot of times that would come about where we were literally, I enjoyed this movie, but I'm a little indifferent about it. It's like, what does that mean?
yeah, because it's okay to be indifferent about a movie, but still have feelings about it because of certain parts or whatever. Or maybe just the storyline, but you didn't care anything about the actors. Or maybe you were just bored. It's okay to be bored too.
Yeah.
That's a feeling as well. So let's go through the emotional breakdown of the film and we can find out how we feel. So Melvin uses cruelty as armor. It's not even a weapon. It's just armor.
I mean, the movie starts out with him. He's trying to get the dog into the elevator, and while it seems like he's trying to be all sweet with the dog, because he's like, "Oh, come here, baby," he just doesn't. The dog wants to be on the wall, and I think it's funny because again,
it's not even his wall.
It's not even his wall. No, I think it's funny. So there are two dogs that play Verdell as a support dog. They're the support dogs, and that is Timer and Billy. So I'm assuming those scenes with the leg lifting is Timer or Billy because Miss Little Jill probably didn't know how to do that.
Well, that's the support scene.
I know.
Stunt dick.
Stunt dick. Yeah, I mean,
there you go.
Stunt hiking of the leg.
Well, I'm so glad they're not listening to us in classrooms. And why would they?
Because this would be weird. And I would be, oh yeah, I would not want to have students listening to me.
No.
Especially because they're 5.
So he uses cruelty as armor because he is very much ruled by fear and not because he's a coward. I think a lot of people might come off thinking that, and it's okay to think that, I guess. But I think a lot of this boils down to Melvin doesn't put himself out there. Now, whether he's isolated because OCD has kind of made him feel he needs to isolate, he has made a life patterned on that isolation.
No, exactly.
And anything that may alter that causes him anxiety. It causes him a lot of fear.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that when people when they approach him or if they confront him, he reacts in fear. And you think, and I did think this when I first saw this, is that he was reacting to them because he was afraid of them. But he's not. I think he's afraid of being touched.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to be touched.
Well, so Cuba Gooding Jr. is in this movie, and he plays the neighbor, Simon Bishop, played by Greg Kinnear.
Yeah, he's Frank Sachs, yes.
Yes, and he plays his boyfriend manager.
No, he's just manager.
Just manager?
He's not boyfriend.
Okay, well, he cares about him.
He just happens to also be gay, or at least that's how he's coded.
He's coded that way. They are 1997 coded gay, so of course they're effeminate, voices and, mannerisms, and that's not fair. But
it could just be that they're in their social group. That is how they are, and that does happen.
Oh yeah, I mean, and totally, I agree with that. And it was just Simon and his dog. Like in the beginning when he can't find the dog, and he's doing the borderline hysterical gay trope, I think.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But so it turns out that Melvin, blanked on his name, and it's written in front of me. Melvin put the dog in the garbage chute. So when Simon finds out about it, blah blah blah, Brian Doyle Murphy. Oh my God, Brian Doyle Murray was in the movie in that scene as the custodial guy, because we love a good
suit.
Murray brother spotting.
I was like, wait a minute, I forgot he was in the movie. Well, where's Bill at?
I know. It's like
you're looking for Bill in the background.
Bill? This had a lot of little
what
cameos
about Bob?
because Harold Ramis has a cameo in it.
Yeah,
and you all love my love of the Ramis. So it's like it's got a lot of little Yardley Smith is in it, and if you don't know who Yardley Smith is, yes you do, because she is Maggie Simpson, not Maggie, Lisa Simpson. Oh my God, why did I say Maggie? Lisa Simpson. So yes, there's a lot of people in here. Skeet Ulrich is in this movie, and he was Chris in The Craft.
Well, yeah. So, you're kind of hitting everybody.
I know. I'm sorry. I got him in front of me.
The whole cast, but so there were two people when Melvin comes in, and he's mad because they're quote two Jews at his table,
mm-hmm.
and they're both House alum.
Yeah,
they're from House MD. So we have Lisa Edelstein, who was also in West Wing,
mm-hmm.
and I really liked her in that too. And then we have Peter Jacobson. So those two are sitting at the table together, and they both were in House
mm-hmm.
with each other in the cast. And I thought that was kind of funny because I kept seeing these small microcosms of these different sets of people that were together.
You can see that's a lot of James L. Brooks' influence as well.
Oh yeah,
because he what was he not involved in? But
yeah, Skeet Ulrich,
mm-hmm.
Who was in Scream.
Yes, he was in Scream.
He was one of the partners in Scream, and I guess he did Yellowstone, which probably people don't know about.
The reason why I've never watched Yellowstone is the certain people I was working with at the time. It was very popular when it came out, and I just couldn't get around it because they just would not stop.
I think it's just too conservative coded for me.
I also have this whole defiance side of me that if you tell me something is really good and I need to watch it, I won't. And it's a really bad habit that I have, but that is why it took me a year and a half after Firefly was already off the air before I saw it.
You've said many times.
I know, but that is my example.
It really is.
And especially because the person who kept pushing it was the person who was just like, I dislike immensely. So as I have been trying to get to the point so Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character gets very upset and he goes after Melvin about what he did with the dog. And the first thing why do I keep saying Frank?
I don't know.
Because Frank is the character that Cuba Gooding Jr. plays. But the first thing Melvin says when he goes after him is, don't touch me. So, he obviously, that was his first thought. Not, don't hit me, don't hurt me, don't touch me.
He says it many times.
Yes.
And at the first of the movies, he's said it 2 or 3 times before you encounter him going to the diner
mm-hmm.
in which Helen Hunt, who is playing Carol Connolly,
mm-hmm.
I know that's not a name that anyone's heard before.
No, so especially not in New York.
Completely original. But Helen Hunt is a server there, waitress, I guess they still call her.
Yes.
And she touches him, and he does not say,
mm-hmm.
don't touch me. He kind of is, he's positioning himself to have to be touched to get around.
Yes.
He is cantankerous. He is an ass.
Mm-hmm.
And all that is cover. But he's done it so long, he doesn't even realize he's wearing it as armor.
Exactly. So, this is our second Jack Nicholson movie.
Yeah.
And our second Helen Hunt.
Yeah, and we saw Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, he did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Chinatown and Witches of Eastwick. And
he was the president in Mars Attacks.
Sure.
Which we do need to do Mars Attacks.
He got a Oscar for that.
And our Helen Hunt, who we did in Twister.
And she was in Mad About You, which I loved
mm-hmm.
back in the day.
She was also
Castaway.
In Castaway and Pay It Forward.
I never saw that.
I saw it one time and I hate myself immensely for it. Not because the movie's bad, but because it made me cry.
I don't know. It seemed too much like the kind of Giving Tree kind of vibe. I just didn't want to see it.
Yeah, but also...
I'm a bit too Melvin to watch that kind of movie without being sarcastic.
Okay, there's a reason why I've never seen Bridge to Terabithia. Because I don't like movies where, oh my God, here, My Girl. Fuck you, people.
Well, I saw Bridge to Terabithia with my son, not realizing, because I never read the book, I didn't know about that until well after.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the hell? Why? My son was crying. I was like, why would they do that? They position this as a children's film. It's not cool.
It's like it's hard to sometimes look at something and go,
I mean, My Girl too.
Yeah, oh my God, My Girl. My mom and my sister and I just sat there blubbering like a bunch of friggin' lunatics. And my stepdad came home and he's like, who died?
Well, let me tell you.
Oh my God.
But so that's Melvin. And
Yes.
Melvin is the center of this film because he makes himself the center at all times because that's the way Melvin is.
Yeah. The ego.
Right.
Without being...
Well,
he's arrogant, but he's also self-deprecating because he knows he has a problem.
I don't even know that it's necessarily arrogance. I think he is tied, and I don't want to diagnose, but I think he's tied so much to the idea that he may be abandoned once he puts himself out there, that he can't possibly let himself step back. That is why when Carol and Simon have any interaction at all, he interrupts. Because I think he's very afraid of being left behind in a relationship or being left behind literally.
Oh, no. I mean, so when he does interrupt his therapist or psychiatrist, he says, what if, you wanted me to make these little tiny changes, but he says, but what if this is as good as it gets? Hence the insertion of the title of the movie, Do a Shot.
What I like is he says it, he just goes into the therapist's waiting room where everybody's seated, all the patients or supposed patients, and he says, what if this is as good as it gets? And you just see everybody around there realizing that could that could be a problem. Like, it's a very good insertion of the title.
Yeah.
I think it works.
And as somebody who self-diagnoses and also self-therapizes because, I've studied psychology and honestly don't want to pay somebody to talk to about the things I already have worked through in my head, even if I'm still hung up on them. I also feel like...
they tell you not to treat yourself.
I know that. And I'm not treating myself. I'm just...
Ignoring it?
I personally have a hard time with therapy, not because I feel like there's anything wrong with therapy, but because so the one time I went to therapy, the things I wanted to talk about, we never talked about. We always ended up talking about my job. And that was not what I wanted to talk about.
You had a bad therapist.
I had multiple when I was there because either they would leave the program or they would just switch me to somebody else.
Realize they are reading the notes of the person before
I know.
them.
And it was just so and I would bring it up that I wanted to talk about, subject A and subject B. And they were like, well, yeah, but what about D over here? And let's go back to what was causing you this stress. Well, yeah, that was like a week ago. I moved on. I have new stress.
Yeah. So Carol, on the other hand, is exhausted because she is the mother that has a sick child who will make it become her personality.
To the detriment of her own needs. She is...
Yeah. Her having a sick child has become her personality. There is nothing else. And even the tiny amount that she allows herself, she sabotages.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I'm not going to say she's... saying it's her personality, how she's perceiving or portraying herself, I don't think she's doing it... Like, okay, so there's people who make their child's sickness become their personality, but because they want the attention. She's not doing it for the attention. She's just on automatic pilot that this is all she knows at this moment.
Yeah, I'm saying it's her personality. It has. I'm not saying
I'm just saying. I was clarifying. You know, that to me there's two different types. You know,
right? She is not that type to be seeking attention for it. She's actually reticent to mention her child to anyone. But yeah, she has walls up. She is.
Oh yeah.
Firmly. I mean, everybody in this film has walls, and they all have their walls, and some are easier to let them down than others. But the two main characters, which would be Carol and Melvin, they have firmly established walls.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
The difference is that Carol, she knows the wall's there, whereas Melvin has no idea that his walls are causing problems. He thinks that they're supposed to be there. They've always been there. Why mess with the walls?
And the walls keep him safe from the world around him that, you know, he's not ready to deal with. You know, as somebody who has had, you know, a child who was very sick all the time, not to that level, but in and out of the hospital, I think if it hadn't been my middle one, I could see how easily it could become your personality.
Sure.
But I had my older and my younger to deal with. So I couldn't keep that. You know, I couldn't focus on the one all the time.
Yeah.
Unless I was in the hospital and then it was zero focus. You know, that was it. Boom, that child.
But we also have Simon.
Yes, who I love.
And so the interesting thing about Simon for me is that when Simon is starting in this movie, you get no sense of the precariousness of his position.
No.
You don't, and it's true of so many things that you have no idea how close you are to utter ruin until you miss a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And most of us are that way. We all live paycheck to paycheck, and you're so close every time. If you don't get that paycheck, what's going to happen? It's a cascade of things.
Yep.
For Simon, it becomes a greater issue of not only are you missing a paycheck, so you're just so very close to losing everything by having one interruption in your life. Now, Simon went through a beating. He got they hired I guess whoever it was.
So I think
not an agent, but somebody hired for him.
Yeah.
Hired Skeet.
He picked a male prostitute up off the street to be a model for him without actually going through a model agency, which is what he should have done.
Right. Now, Skeet, or the character that Skeet is playing, was helping them steal from him while he was distracted with the painting. But he didn't want to hurt him.
No, he really didn't want to hurt him.
It was the other character, which I don't know what that guy's name is.
Yeah, I didn't look them up.
But yeah, he beat him pretty severely. And during his convalescence in the hospital, he gained a lot of bills, which you do, about $60,000. And then he lost his apartment, or he was losing his apartment.
Yes.
His show didn't do well.
Yeah, that didn't do as well as he had hoped. So
because he was losing his want to paint.
Yes.
He wasn't excited.
He was afraid.
Yeah.
And he needed, he needed therapy. But he had just been beaten, and it kind of caused him to not want to do the thing he loved the most.
But that is the point at which Simon's, friend, Frank, tells Melvin, you're going to take this dog. You're going to take Verdell.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to, or Verdell.
Yeah, Verdell.
Verdell or Verdell. You're going to take this dog and you're going to watch him. And if you don't, I'm going to, whatever threat he gave him.
Yeah.
And of course, Melvin's going to, because he's not really an ass. He just doesn't know how to interact with people.
No.
That's not an excuse. Not knowing how to interact with people doesn't absolve you of your interactions.
Yeah.
It just means you're a dick and it's not necessarily your fault that you're a dick, but you're still a dick. Like you can have a hammer and not use it as a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a hammer. So yeah, he's being a dick all the time just because it's self-defense.
Yeah.
That just makes him a dick.
It's like we say in pre-K, you can have your big feelings. It's how you treat the people around you when you're having them.
Okay.
Well, it's true.
But Verdell melts Melvin's little heart.
Because who wouldn't, that little baby face?
Mainly because he did get him to eat the crazy amount of meat that he put into his bowl.
All the bacons.
all the I think it was pastrami and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, and then he takes him to the vet because he's got tummy problems.
I know.
Well, you wonder why?
Because he fed him an entire fucking side of beef.
It's like all the greasy meats you can think of.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Poor baby. Little tiny tummy handled it.
It was the crawling that the dog did that got me when he was crawling on his belly because he is afraid, but also he wants to eat the food.
Yeah, he does.
And it turns out that they actually get along really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I did love the way that Melvin really leaned into having Verdell, that he had a little perch for him to sit on next to him
while he was writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he, and when he brought him to the restaurant and the kids outside were fawning over Verdell, that he was like watching them and had a smile on his face. So you can see the human underneath the,
underneath the armor,
the cranky old man. And he is, again, like you were saying, he's not the nicest person, but he could be a good person if he knew how to interact with humanity more. But it's not even about not knowing, because that would be like saying that somebody with autism, because they don't know how to socialize, that makes them an asshole. No, that's not how that works. You can not know how to socialize, but still be nice, But it's an armor. You're right. It's an armor to keep everybody out, that so they don't hurt him.
Yeah, I think that with Melvin, this is a case of he's just gotten used to wearing the armor.
Oh yeah,
and he doesn't know how to break out of that, because, like with his OCD and everything else, it is a habit that he has formed, and now it is just who he is. Sure, there's a lot underneath that. You see that he wants to be a part of things. Mm-hmm. You see that he isn't necessarily a bad person, but it's really hard to see past that when he's a racist asshole. Racist,
homophobic. I mean,
Anti-Semitic. I mean, oy vey. He's got so many things that are happening.
And we can't even quote like a lot of what he says, because
I'm not going to quote.
It is offensive.
Yeah, but Simon's vulnerability, I mean, his need is plain to see. And I think when Melvin lets himself have a quiet moment where his better angels aren't shouting down everything that he's trying to do, I think that's when he has the time to empathize.
Yes.
But he is very hard at empathizing with people. And I get that. I have trouble with that. Mm-hmm. I can empathize all day long with fictional characters. I have a very hard time empathizing with people in reality, because there is this ledge that is hard to get past. And you see someone climbing the sheer rock face. It's not the sheerness of the rock face. It's when they come upon a ledge they have to go over. Mm-hmm. That's where it gets difficult. And for me, that is putting myself out there to someone else. Empathizing is difficult because you're giving a piece of yourself exposure.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself out there to be slapped down. Yeah. And that is a very difficult thing to do. And I empathize with that part of it. I don't condone how he does it.
No.
But I do understand the things that he is doing. They're they're self-protective, even if they're destructive.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a lot of what this movie is about. It's just really about him doing that. He isn't getting redemption here. None of this is redemptive.
No.
What's redemptive isn't for him. It's for Helen Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
It's for Carol's character. She's the one that keeps doing this. She keeps forgiving him.
Mm-hmm.
All of his slights. She sees the best in him, even when no one else would. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. Honestly, do I think they should be together? No.
No.
Not at all. She has a child.
No, yeah, she should not be. She doesn't need another child.
Yeah, she has a child. She cannot be his mother or his girlfriend and it's not about his OCD. That isn't his issue. Taking the pills only helps moderate some of those symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't the issue. It's his armor that he has never gotten past and hasn't gotten therapy for. He hasn't seen his therapist in years. He went there, I think, one time to get diagnosed and then yell at him and leave.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Carol should have been with him. I think it's not healthy for either one of them.
And she really did try to make a clean cut. She said, I think you're a great person, but I also think you're a piece of shit, in not so many words. She said that she needed to not talk to him. He needed to work on himself. And basically, check yourself before you wreck yourself kind of a situation. She really, I know, but that's what I was thinking the whole entire time. She's pretty much telling him, get it together. Get all your shit, put it in a bag, take it to the shit store,
Well, I think that with Simon, who pushed Melvin to go,
mm-hmm.
Simon's living with Melvin at that point,
yes.
which is a very big step for Melvin, who is opening up. And
yes.
That is great. I am glad for him. I think in a few years' time, remember when we watched 28 Days?
Mm-hmm.
Not 28 Days Later.
Nope. Haven't
not
done
the
that one
zombie
yet.
movie.
Haven't done that one yet.
But 28 Days,
mm-hmm.
in the Sandra Bullock film, where they tell you, get a plant first.
Yes.
Before you get a pet.
I would have all the
And
pets.
then once you have a pet, see how that goes, and then see about a relationship. These are the steps that Melvin should be going through, right?
Yes, really.
He had a pet. Now he's got a roommate. Maybe see how that goes first before you get to Carol and completely wreck both your lives. Because Simon he's a kickball. And he will absorb a lot of things from Melvin.
Mm-hmm.
Does Simon deserve that?
No.
Not at all. I think Simon deserves every cuddle, every bit of love that anyone could ever muster for someone. I think that Carol is a great addition as a friend for Simon.
Mm-hmm.
I think they complement each other in that they can empathize with each other's plights without overpowering each other.
Yeah.
Melvin's too much for both of them. But I think of either of them, I think Simon can bring out the less toxic side of Melvin.
Oh, I agree.
Without endangering a romantic scenario. And I think it is working at that point, but it is sped up in the film.
Yeah.
Because, you don't want to watch
it's already
5
2
years
hours,
Yeah.
I think also where Simon will feel safer with Melvin because, like you said, no relationship fears, but also he knows he can be and say what he feels.
Yeah.
And not worry about getting, attacked physically.
Right. No, yeah. I agree. And the whole reason that Melvin even pays for her child to get health care is because he has OCD, and that's his rigid routine that he has to go there and get food, the same food, except sometimes he has fries, every time from her at a certain time. And I get that.
Okay.
I get the strict routine. I have those. I live and die by the Sunday laundry. I have very strict routines when I go to work.
There are certain foods that she will order from specific restaurants every time.
Yeah, I won't deviate because maybe I do have a problem, but I don't see it as a problem.
It's not. That's your autism. That's just giving you comfort.
Well, because I know exactly what I'm getting out of it, and I know that it's going to be the thing I expect.
And it's and because it's what you expect, it's what you enjoy, and it gives you pleasure. So you're not going to want to deviate from the thing that you know you're going to enjoy by trying something that you don't know.
Right. And that is with Melvin, though, it is a rigid routine that cannot be changed. If it changes, it literally causes him panic attacks.
Yes.
So a moment that I wanted to point out is when he closes the door and he's standing there and he's sweating. Do you remember that point?
Yeah.
Okay, where he's standing there at the door and he's sweating and he's like touching his face. He doesn't know what to do at that point. It's because his routine's been disruptive. And he's having, I didn't notice it before, but he's literally having a panic attack.
Oh, no, that is definitely a panic attack.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's what it was. And then, it's the locks. The locks calm him because
he can control it. That's
because it's part of the routine. So if he can reestablish the routine, then it'll be okay. And of course, the dog is the interruption. That's the interruption in his whole system.
And it's funny because, like, before I ever got involved in psychology, I always believed that everybody has a form of a control. It's something that they do to deal with their stress or their life or whatever. My mother used to rearrange the furniture in our house. I could come home any day from school or even just wake up in the morning and my mom will have rearranged the furniture in the house. And I know that is her control. That is something when her world feels out of control, that's something she can control.
Yeah.
And it was very evident when I was younger. It mellowed out after she did go to therapy, but as the years had progressed and she no longer went to therapy, I noticed it had picked up a bit more. And you know it too, because like every time we go to my mom's house, the furniture is never in the same place.
Causes me every time I go there, I'm nervous about what to do.
Yeah, because how would you know? I mean, you're not going to know what to do because you're not going to know where anything is.
I don't know where to sit. I don't know where. So I stand there waiting to see where everyone's established position is before I sit down.
Yeah, I just squat.
Because I have to know what everyone's established position is first, because they obviously have one because everyone else has been there multiple times. When you and I go there, we're
like, hi.
Well, we're outside that. So I'm waiting to see where they sit. Then I wait to see where you sit, and I take the spot that's left. Because, again, I don't know what to do. There's no established routine there.
Yeah.
So it throws me off because it is different every single time, and I have to mentally process that change, and it takes a while.
So I thought that everybody did that. Like, I literally thought everybody became an adult and rearranged furniture every few months. I just thought that was what I was going to do in my life. And then I moved out and I lived with my ex-husband, who you did not make a choice on the furniture unless we consulted each other. And even then, and Beth, who would probably lose her mind if she came home and I had rearranged the furniture.
If you rearrange,
not lose your mind.
If you rearrange furniture, I'm fine with it.
But you would be weirded out for a minute.
I would just like to know that you're doing it so I can prepare myself. And then I have to then reestablish the things in the room.
Yeah, fortunately, we have a very big couch that we cannot. There's no other place to put it in
I don't know what to do with this couch.
It's a big couch and a long living room.
It's so big we almost didn't get it in the house.
Oh, that's a story.
When you get a couch, you should really measure
your doors,
all your entrances, not the doors. The door frames, and how deep it is from the door to the wall. and how much room you have to turn. All of that
We did not.
very
it's
important.
A very large couch. And we had to argue with the guys from Ashley Furniture to let us keep our couch because they were going to bring it back because they couldn't get it in the house. So we had to argue with them and get them to call their manager to give us permission to keep the furniture that we paid for without having, they were like, okay, but if we leave it here, don't cry at us if you can't get it in the house. We got it in the house.
An hour and a half later.
With tears.
We had to take
a door off the hinge.
And shelves off the wall.
We had to squeeze it through a very narrow door going from a laundry room into the kitchen. Our kitchen is weird. We had to get
lifted over the counter.
And then, it was.
So we're
taking it apart with a chainsaw.
Yeah, we're going to cut it into little pieces.
Because we hate it now.
Sawzall, actually.
Yes, we want it gone now.
I'm going to buy a Sawzall.
We want a small couch now. But even so, this is, it's change. And we had to really discuss, when we talk about getting a new piece of furniture, we talk about it for months.
Yeah, we
months.
Well, we're both over planners.
Mm-hmm.
We both overthink.
I'm more impulsive, but yes.
And then I am very dedicated to a routine.
My problem with my impulsivity is I get the wrong thing.
Impulsivity and inattention to detail.
Don't make me throw a slipper at you.
So let's go back to this.
I know.
So Simon, he's been injured, and my heart bleeds for Greg Kinnear. Did such a good job.
He did a really great job.
Being wounded,
vulnerable.
not just
not
from his injuries, but wounded to his soul. You really got that from him.
Oh yeah, and you could see when he starts to come out of it too.
I just wanted to hold him. I felt so bad for him.
Oh my God!
And
everything was falling apart. Everything around him was falling apart.
And you want to tell him it's going to be okay, but he's in a movie and you can't do that because you're just
yelling at a screen.
You're just holding a television and it feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you're just trying, and Carol fulfills that role for you.
Oh yeah,
she fulfills that when they go on their trip and stuff. She is the one that is there, being that person for him, and not just the person who comforts him, but she becomes his muse.
So Simon's parents never come to visit him, even though they know he's hurt. And Cuba Gooding Jr., he tells him that you need to go, you're broke. You're broke, man, you're broke. Actually, he has Yardley Smith do it. And she's in tears. She's got notes, and she's in tears, and she's not doing it well. But he decides he's going to go and see his parents in Baltimore so he can get money.
To ask for a big, sweaty ball of money.
Yes. And he it's not an easy thing for him to do. His parents are messed up. And
well, I get that.
Yeah.
I get the whole thing. He's, his father found an excuse to beat him half to death because he's gay.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with him drawing his mother nude.
Which is weird, but his mom, he explained, he goes, his mom's a naturalist.
It was an art.
And she encouraged his art, and he was drawing her.
It was art. It's posing. People pose nude. It's weird for people to sexualize that. Mm-hmm. I think that's just exceedingly strange. But
I just feel, it's not about sexualization. I feel nudity around my children is weird. Like when my children were little, I just always, I felt uncomfortable. So that's why I feel like it's weird.
But that's a situational thing. Yeah. This is posing for art.
Yeah, no, I get that.
That is so separated from casual nudity.
But there are people who just walk around nude around their kids. Sure. And I'm always like, damn, I'm impressed. Also, how? Like, I could never do it. I don't know. It's this whole weird separation of children and adults.
But with this, it was a convenient excuse for his father to beat him for being gay.
Yeah.
And he obviously kicked him out of the house and all of that.
Yeah.
So, yes, they're estranged is a very nice way to say that
Dad's a dick.
His father's a bigot, and his mother will not stand up for him.
No.
Which hurts worse than the bigot part.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
I can tell you that from not firsthand information, because it was never, my mother would have beaten my dad senseless. But my stepmother never would have stepped up for me.
Well, that's kind of the situation that like with my dad too, where my dad always, when I was younger, at least had put me and my mom up on a pedestal, even when they were divorced. But because he did it so verbally and he did it so often that my stepmom had enough of it and totally shit on our relationship. So that's why I don't have one.
You know what the pedestal is great for?
Falling off.
Keeping something conveniently out of reach.
Oh, yeah. No.
So you can just look at them from afar and never actually have to get your hands dirty.
But you know what's one thing worse than that? Is when you live with the human being and they put you on a shelf.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that, to me, it was easier to be on the pedestal that my dad put me and my mom on. Even though he wasn't around, it was nice to think, well, my daddy loves me. But when you are married to somebody who just puts you on a shelf and only dusts you off when it's convenient to them, but the rest of the time you better keep your mouth shut and you better not say anything and you better not make too much noise and you better keep those babies quiet because I'm going to get all loud and yelly. And that, while he never hit me, he did get a lot of verbal and a lot of yelling. And I am to this day, I don't like loud noise.
Which is unfortunate around me. Sorry.
I mean, you're not that
loud.
Yeah, you're loud, but you're not yelly. You're not like slamming shit around. But except for when you are mad and you do slam. But I do too. So I mean, hey, we do slam things.
Sure. I mean, we have things to slam though. That's the slam area over there. This is a slam.
This is the slam cat. No.
Don't slam the cat.
Don't slam the cat. Except for when he gets a booty smack.
So weird. So, let's get back to the film again. I'm going to drag us back to this film.
I know. I have like no focus today.
It's okay. I'm sure it makes for good television. So, with the thing that pissed me off in this film more than anything else is Frank.
Oh, well.
His indifference to his friend, who is, you can tell, it's probably more about business than anything else. It's like,
because in the beginning he comes off as being like, I care immensely about Simon and you got to make him happy.
But help your friend out. Every time he needs help, Frank shunts him off to someone else.
To somebody else.
To the worst person to do it with, which is fucking Melvin.
I know. Because he's convenient. He's always home.
Well, yeah.
Because he's a writer who knows how to write women, supposedly. But
and it's just, I don't know, that's a painful part to find out. And Simon finds out through this that his friends aren't really his friends.
Mm-hmm.
That they just kind of ditch him or they give excuses for why they can't help. If our friend needed a place to stay, guess what? They'd have a fucking place to stay. Yep. If Pat or Elena or Polly needed a place to stay, we would say, you have a place here at our home.
They would be covered
outside,
in cat fur.
Next to the chickens.
Oh.
You just sleep in the coop. No, they would have a place to stay because our friends, we have few friends, but the friends we have are our family.
Mm-hmm.
And we make that family very dedicated.
Oh, yeah. We tend to, and here's the thing, we actually glomp onto people. They don't even know it.
I know. They don't know. They're like, well, they're my best friend, but I'm not their best friend.
And I agree. Yeah, I mean, that's how I have always had. But my assistant who co-teaches with me, if she needed a place to stay tomorrow, she would be horrified to step into our house because she is such a neat freak. But also, she's got a place to stay. She doesn't know this, though.
Sure. but yeah, so Simon finds that place with Melvin. And I think Melvin is actually very sweet at this point. He has so many rough edges that it's sandpaper.
Mm-hmm.
But Simon, I think, brings out... And it's not, I know he says to Carol that you make me want to be a better man, which ruined that line for every man ever since.
Ever.
So no one can use that line seriously anymore because it's just reciting the one line that some writer, I'm not going to name him, decided was going to screw it up for everybody's relationship.
Yeah.
But I know he says it to Carol, but he should have been saying it to Simon. Because while Carol is the one he's very attracted to and he wants to be with and doesn't know how to get there, Simon's the one he actually starts opening his heart to.
Mm-hmm.
Through the dog first, but Simon is the one he starts learning to empathize with.
Yeah.
And I think that is the person who makes him want to be a better man.
Oh, I agree.
He just doesn't know it.
He doesn't, because Simon is the better man. And first thing, he did let this person, this total stranger, into his house so he could draw him. Now, granted, it was for his own art.
But he didn't just do that. He explained to Skeet. I'm
to
sorry,
Vincent.
but I really wish Skeet would change his name. It just throws me off because I just keep thinking he's Dustin Diamond or whatever his name is.
Oh, my God. Oh, Screech. Oh, yeah.
So anyway, he sits down and he starts explaining to Skeet, Vincent. Starts explaining to Vincent what he's looking for.
Yeah.
And when he does that, he's opening his heart up. He is reaching out with more than just his words. He's saying, this is my art. What I'm looking for from you is you. I'm looking for a moment in time.
Yeah, because Vincent starts posing and he's like, no. Just talk to me. Sit here. Don't think about what we're doing. Just be a human being.
And I think that's why Vincent didn't want him to get hurt.
Because he was listening to him.
He was trying to keep him in there. Sure, he would have been robbed, and that sucks, but he would have had his health.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he tried very hard to keep him in that room.
Oh, yes.
So that he wouldn't see himself being robbed
and
then get confronted. Of course, the one asshole, and I'm very convinced that jackass did it because he's gay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Jamie Kennedy had anything to do with that.
No. I don't know. Maybe. Poor choices.
Yeah. But Simon is the one who I think opens Melvin's heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that when Melvin shows him his room, Simon starts learning to accept that sometimes people just are bad people, but that doesn't mean they're not people. Melvin's an asshole, but he's a human being.
Yes.
And he does ultimately care enough to give him a place to stay. He didn't even ask him.
Nope.
He just said, this is where you're going to be.
This is where you're going to live now.
Yeah.
Because he's like, Frank has arranged for you a place to live. And he's like, where? And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. And then
You'll
it turns
land
out,
on your feet.
yeah, and it turns out it's the spare bedroom in his house.
Yeah, and it's a very sweet gesture.
Yeah.
And now Melvin doesn't know how to be all the way human for people.
No.
He demands things of people like, get in here and talk to me and stuff like that.
Yeah, because he's having an existential crisis.
Right.
So he needs somebody to talk to, and he's demanding that he talk to him,
Right. Instead of asking him, hey, can we talk or something like that, because he just doesn't know how to do that.
No.
But I think in time, he would learn to put that armor away. And it's very easy to say this is a story about found family. And it is. But it is oftentimes the things that we come to in these movies where we say, this is a movie about found family.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a found family with turbulence. This is a found family.
Oh, yeah, there's no happy... while they're trying to do a happily ever after...
I guess.
I think they're trying for that, but it's not there. It's not there.
Well,
it shouldn't be.
What I like is, and it comes off as him being, maybe he's being cured of OCD, which he's not.
No.
But I think, because I've seen this before several times, at the end where he steps back to let her into the bakery, to let Carol into the bakery, and he steps off the sidewalk with one foot and onto the brickwork.
Yes, because he is avoiding it.
Stepping on those cracks, and he doesn't realize it because he was opening the door up to let people through.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks down at his foot and realizes it's on there, and he takes it off slowly, realizing he stepped on a crack.
And he survived.
Now, I don't think that's him surviving, and I don't think that's him being cured of OCD. I think what that shows is that there is a point at which he can change.
Mm-hmm.
It's a realizing that the world didn't end there.
Mm-hmm.
And that maybe there's a chance to move forward. This is not a happy ending. This is an ending to be continued.
Yeah.
That your life continues going forward, and this is going to be a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I still don't think Carol should be with him until he's had years with Simon, poor Simon, to work out his issues.
Mm-hmm.
And Simon to work out his, frankly, even though Simon's in a good place. He's in a good place emotionally and everything else. He accepts the fact that his parents are who they are.
Yes.
And that they're not going to accept him. His mother's always going to be not defending him to his father. And he just has to be okay with that.
And
because he can't change their mind.
I will never understand people like that.
I don't understand it either. But I think that when someone has dreams for their children, and they keep forgetting that their children are human beings, it's very easy to get caught up in the idea that they should be who you dreamed of them being rather than who they are.
And that's the thing. We really should never have dreams for our children.
I have dreams for our children, but I understand they're as real as the dreams I have for myself.
Well, I mean, just, have dreams for them like happiness and prosperity and protection and safety and just enjoying their life. But saying, oh, well, my child is going to be a doctor. Well,
I wanted just one of our children to be the Slayer.
That's different.
I just wanted one of them to be chosen.
But yeah,
that's
unfortunately,
all I asked
but that has nothing to do with their choices in life. But that is the universe's choices for them.
I wanted Giles so badly for them, and every one of them let me down.
It would be our youngest too.
I know, that would be awesome.
And that's the funny part is that because she's definitely
she's definitely a Buffy.
Oh my God, such a Buffy.
In the best ways.
In the best ways. I mean,
some of the worst. But,
let's put it this way. Her job told her that she could, quote unquote, pinkify her work area.
Yeah.
And that's because my girl likes pink. Everything.
Yeah, but she's got an edge to her now.
Yeah.
She's starting to develop an edge.
Beth got to see her room at her house because she moved out almost a year ago.
Yeah.
And really
Very
hadn't had
a
chance to go see it, but she got to see the pink wonderland, huh?
Yeah. And I'm okay with it. I like pink.
Yeah, it's very subtle pink, too. It's not like overwhelming pink. It's nice. It's not Barbie pink, which is not a bad color, just not what she's got. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not happy about the power of love being the thing that changes him, because I think that it's a dedication to wanting to change that changes someone, and then applying that every day. Change is work. It's hard. It's not a montage. You have to take one step and then another step. And I have a friend who is, it's a parasocial relationship where she's, we're online and we're talking and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she is, depressed or whatever. And, and it's you have to remind her that everybody's depressed at one time or another, and that's fine. And your depression isn't lessened because of that, because everyone gets it. But it's a step. You have to take one step after another. Every time you take that step, it's a step forward. And you're going to fall back sometimes, but you have to keep learning to take the step again. Once you know that you can take the step, it should become easier to take the next step. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean that your life is going to be easy. It just means you've learned how to walk. And that's what you're doing here with Melvin. He's learning how to walk again. Mm-hmm. He's learning how to be a person because he stepped out of life for so long. He wrote about life as a romance novelist.
Yeah, weirdly.
Because it is so much easier to imagine love and everything else without having any demands upon you.
True.
But in real life, you have to learn to interact with people, and that is giving of yourself. You have to give something of yourself away and you get something back that isn't yours that you take in. That is a scary thing to do for some people.
And people way too much for me. Sometimes people are just people in way too much.
Sure. But loneliness is very real for all three of these people.
Oh, definitely.
Melvin and Simon and Carol are very lonely. And it doesn't matter how many people are around you. It's not about the physicality of people. Carol's around her coworkers. She talks to them and everything else. But there's an isolating moment in her nights where she just is desperately lonely, and so are they.
Yep.
And you have to learn to put yourself out into the world and not isolate yourself. And that's very hard to do. These three people have spent a long time isolating themselves. Simon does it with his work.
Mm-hmm.
He has people over to model. He doesn't have a boyfriend. He doesn't have love in his life because his work meant more. Melvin doesn't because he's not going to put himself out there.
Oh, yeah.
Carol doesn't because she uses her child as the reason why she can't.
Yeah, she has a date. And immediately, instead of letting her mother take care of her son, which is what they had agreed upon, she disrupts the whole date.
To do it. Right.
And,
because it's part of her personality. And that is how you trap yourself into loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the class and financial disparity of Carol versus Melvin, who Melvin is rich.
Yes.
He is very well off because he lives a very structured life in an apartment that is obviously affordable enough for an artist to live in.
Mm-hmm.
And he's written 26 romance novels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, he's not hurting for money.
No.
And, but there's a disparity there because Carol is always living on the edge of things. Simon is living on the edge of things. And then Simon falls off that edge.
Yes.
Carol is barely holding on, but she's better managing her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's desperate, but not breaking.
And when Melvin helps her with the medical stuff, and Harold Ramis, who plays the pediatrician who comes and helps, his wife is Melvin's publicist.
Publicist, yeah.
So he comes and he does a favor, but he's invested in helping this little boy. But I understand like the things that he's asking her, has he ever had this done, and has he had this test, and has had this test, and then to have him, she's like, no, the ER, they didn't do that test, or they suggested this, but my insurance wouldn't cover it, and I've been there, and it's hard.
That was the prick test for the
the allergy tests, and I mean nobody suggested. Our middle child was very, very sick. Was in the hospital when they were 11 years old and almost died. Lungs collapsed, asthma attack. Yeah. So when they were a bit older and we moved to where right before we moved to our house, the pediatrician that we were going to said, well, has he ever had allergy testing done? And we're like, no one had suggested it even before.
Yeah.
Because I had always been going to the ER. I had always been going and having emergency work done. He had a pediatrician, but it was for well visits, not for regular testing,
right.
Because they would, I couldn't afford it. And so, yeah, I understand what she's dealing with that. They don't always, even when your child is hospitalized, there's still tests that don't get done because it's not prudent for that moment, and insurance won't cover it.
Well, there's a lot of owing.
Mm-hmm.
So like Simon feels he owes Melvin. Carol feels and I get Carol's issue.
Oh God, yeah.
I so get her being frantic to write this letter, her trying to make it known, her going there in the rain, without a bra on, not really sure why that's a thing.
Let's make it weird. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But you're going there to make sure he understands you're not entitled to me.
Yeah.
Just because you're helping me. Now, I know she says, well, I'm never, ever going to sleep with you. And that establishes, her boundary. But honestly, all she had to do was say, I don't owe you.
Mm-hmm.
You offered this, I'm taking it. But, that's where it ends.
Yeah, I'm doing this for my child.
This is not a trade situation.
Yeah.
I'm not trading my body for this or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But I do understand why she felt frantic to make that known. Because, she's not going to prostitute herself for his help. And she doesn't want this to be a thing of, well, you took me out for an expensive dinner, so obviously sex is on the line.
Yeah.
She established a boundary.
Did you not get in that scene? I know he was talking about his medicines for his issues, but did you not get a bit of a Viagra vibe about that when he's like, I don't like pills, but after our encounter that one time, I took my pill.
Okay, I probably would have if Viagra had been a thing at the time.
That is true. Yeah, it's just that was the vibe I got though. I don't think it was penis pills, and
I don't think it was a thing in '97.
I don't remember, but also, it was just how the vibe of it, because they were at this.
I didn't get that. I didn't even get it this time. I think it was like him.
I never saw it like that before. It was this time I saw it that way, but I think it's because it was more of a date situation, that they were on.
Yeah. I think that Verdell being in the scenes with not just Simon and Melvin, it always softens Melvin enough to where you can talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
So if I were Carol or Simon, I would just always have the dog with me and a replacement dog in the wings, because if
something happens to Verdell.
If Verdell dies of old age, which these are small dogs and they don't last too long in the world, unfortunately.
Longer than the bigger dogs do, though.
Sure, but 13 years later, and suddenly you've got a guy who, if he hasn't progressed and actually worked through his issues with the armor, could completely lose his shit because the one thing he loved abandoned him.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God,
because you can see a death as being abandonment. And he's and I don't think that gets positioned in here, but he is very afraid of being abandoned, because you see the look on his face just when Carol is talking to Simon. He is desperately scrambling in his own mind on how to avoid losing her when he never had her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He screws up at that dinner because he just keeps saying the wrong fucking things. And she goes back to the hotel that they're staying at on their trip. And she's like, I am going to room with you, Simon. I am not dealing with him tonight. And she goes and takes a bath. Well, Simon kind of, notices her sitting on the edge of the tub in her bare back. And he goes, he's like, I got to draw that. But he was right. Her long neck and that statuesque back. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And so, it was beautiful. And so that was.
Her butt crack went all the way up to where her butt's supposed to end.
Yeah. I mean, she could brag about that butt crack.
She really can.
And so it was really a nice, she needed that moment too. It was not just about him finding his art, but about her finding her femininity and her attractiveness, and just her, what makes her feel human, and not just being, her son's mom who's sick.
No, I understand that. I get that.
And that's why I like their friendship. Everybody needs a Simon.
So Carol's mother is Beverly, is played by Shirley Knight, who was in the group Sweet Bird of Youth, Grandview, USA. But actually, it was supposed to be Betty White playing the part.
Oh, wow.
She was originally cast as Carol's mother, but she withdrew, objecting to the early scene where Melvin drops Verdell down the garbage chute.
Oh, well, I get that because Betty did not like animals being abused in any way, shape, or form.
Even if it's just implied.
Yeah, though she was in Lake Placid. So.
True. I don't know.
How
she drew the line here, but not there, but that's her own line to draw.
That was a CGI'd animal. It wasn't a real animal, and this was a real animal.
That was her own line to draw, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But she stepped out of the role, and then...
Oh, that would have been so cool, though. Nothing against Shirley White.
I don't know.
I
think Shirley Knight did a good job. I don't think Betty White could have done that meek concern.
That's true. I don't appreciate the mom, not Shirley, but the character when like she's saying at the end when Carol is like, can I have a normal boyfriend? And mom is like, no, you're not going to find that. It's something like along those lines. And don't keep egging her on towards the crazy guy.
Well, I don't know that she was egging her on. I think what she was trying to say is people aren't normal.
That is true.
There's no such thing as normal. Normal is a thing that people use when they don't have an argument for why people are weird.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because this week, my couple of my students were just being sillies, and I called them weirdos, and I said I love a weirdo, and they're like, but weird people are weird, and I'm like, well, yeah, and that's what makes you interesting. Be weird. You're 5. Sure. It's okay to be weird.
That's what 5 is.
Yeah, and then one of them drew a picture of me vomiting on their shoes. I don't know where that came from. I've known her for 5 days.
Maybe she hates your shoes.
No, she loves me. That's the thing. It's so funny because, side story. My students always call my assistant because she's the heart and I am the enforcer. So they're always like, calling her name, for everything. But this little girl, everything out of her mouth, she's got to call Miss Michelle. Miss Michelle, come see this. Can you do this with me? And I'm like, oh my God, one of them likes me.
So the movie has 5 alternate endings.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. They were filmed.
So did they not know which one they were going to?
I don't know that. I don't know if they knew which one they were going to go with. I think maybe it was like they tested it to see what would land the best. I think this one is just obscure enough to allow for the implication of a happy ending.
Yeah.
Without resorting to the tropey happy ending.
Okay.
So I don't know enough about that to know. I just know that there were 5 alternate endings that were filmed.
Okay.
I wonder if they're on the DVD because we rented ours.
Yeah.
So didn't have the DVD. And in China, the film was retitled Mr. Cat Poop. I have no idea where the cat poop comes in, but I appreciate it.
It's not even a cat.
I appreciate it. I hope there was a cat CGI'd in.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. So that is our summation for that. Let's get into...
So before we go on to our thing, I want to say one thing about this ending that made me very, very sad. And it's the fact that we do not have a bakery like they have in New York where you can get a hot Kaiser roll at 3 a.m. and a cup of coffee. I miss that so much.
At what time?
Sometimes you can get them, well, whenever the bakery opens up, like probably about 4 or 5. I said 3, but probably 4 or 5.
Yeah, you can go to Dunkin'.
I don't want a Dunkin'. They don't have Kaiser rolls.
Sure.
And I want a Kaiser roll from like, we had Friedman's Deli. Not Friedman's Deli, Friedman's Bakery.
Tell me the last time you've been outside at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Don't at me, bro. I will at you. And I want a Kaiser roll that's hot and crusty and buttery and the cup of coffee before I go to college.
Sure. You want that and you want the option.
I want to, yeah.
But you don't want to do it.
No, I don't want, there's nobody here that does that.
Okay.
Don't. I miss my Kaisers.
Okay.
My Kaiser rolls.
Valid point, I guess.
So, it is time for the Stitch Count. We are going to take this movie. We're going to we're gonna smack it, we're gonna twist it, we're gonna bop it, and we're gonna see if it'll hold up in the wash.
I'm going to smack it on the bean bottle.
I was trying to do that, but I was also trying to do the bop it.
Yeah. So let's look at the Castellini test before this goes on too much longer. There have to be at least 2 named women characters with at least 5 lines of dialogue each.
What was the mom's name again?
Shirley.
No, that was the actress's name. Beverly. Oh, yes.
Was it Beverly?
Yeah. Well, we have Beverly. We have Jackie, which was Yardley Smith's, and obviously Carol.
Yeah.
So we got it.
It's true. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Those characters must have a conversation, not necessarily with the other woman, either not about their partner or with their partner, future or current, and not about their relationship.
Yeah, because there's a lot of conversations about a lot of different topics that Carol has with various people throughout the movie, and it's not always about a relationship.
Well, a lot of times it's between the 2 of them, and it's about her son and Beverly's grandson.
Yeah. So, yeah, I give it that.
Okay. At least one of the women has to be integral to the plot, meaning that if she were written out of the film, it could not reach the same ending.
Well, Carol.
Yes, very much so. Why? Because without Carol, Melvin would have no reason at all to try opening his heart up to anyone or anything, no matter how much he secretly loved that dog.
Yep.
So yes, that is true. Now let's look at inclusivity and gaze. This is a score of either 0 or 1, maximum of 4 points.
Okay.
Racial diversity with agency, not just background.
Cuba Gooding Jr., he's not background. He is
he's up there. He's right there.
He's one of the mains. I mean, he doesn't have as many parts, but yeah, he's up there. Unfortunately, kind of it's New York, so you're going to get the diversity of New York within reason because it is a very majority white cast.
Yeah, it is.
But I do think it passes that one.
As much as it can, yes.
As much as it can.
Sure. It's not racially diverse, but there's a black guy in it, so that must make it.
I mean, I don't know how else to do it. I was trying.
No. I'm not dissing you. I'm dissing the movie.
Oh yeah.
For not having greater.
What was the old joke in the 90s? Token.
We do have the token white guy, Melvin.
Yeah, well, token crotchety. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we'll give it the point because it does have Cuba in there.
Mm-hmm.
LGBTQ presence that isn't a punchline or tragedy.
It is.
Ooh.
While it is tragic what happens to Simon, he overcomes. So I don't feel it becomes a tragedy.
It's a punchline to Melvin.
Well, it is a punchline to Melvin, yeah.
It is very much a punchline to Melvin, no matter who it is. So it's going to be very hard to push that. You tell me if you think that gets a point or not.
I mean, if I just look at Simon and how he deals with his family, and while, yes, he has no autonomy in where he lives because Melvin makes that decision for him, you kind of want to infer that when he gets on his feet, he will be out of there.
Well, I actually like to think that they stay there. They stay together. They kind of become like mom and dad to the dog.
That's always my favorite part is when mommy and daddy are home.
I think that eventually Melvin gets over that bullshit because he learns to look at Simon as a human, as a person, as a human being with thoughts and feelings and stop sexualizing him.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you learn about someone and once you become part of their life, it is extremely difficult to maintain that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, and this is my belief, it should get the point, not because Melvin is going to learn eventually.
No.
But because Melvin isn't the movie.
No.
Melvin isn't the reason why the movie exists. We have 3 people that are in this movie together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that while Melvin treats gay people as a punchline, the movie does not.
Exactly. So I think that's where I was leading with that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to have the conversation.
No, I
So I knew where I
that.
was going with it. I just wanted to make sure we got to have the conversation.
I get that.
Age, body type, or disability treated with dignity.
Well, let's once again exclude Melvin from the equation because there's a lot of people in this movie.
Does the movie treat?
No, I don't think the movie treats anybody with any body type or age. I mean, if you want to consider Melvin's OCD as his disability.
It is.
And even when Simon is hurt, he's in a wheelchair. At that moment, he is disabled. It's done with, there's dignity involved. It's not done as anybody's joke or...
Well, even Simon's pain is treated with dignity.
Mm-hmm.
Despite Melvin pushing at him and being a dick, it gives Simon the ability to stand up to Melvin because he has dignity, because he is a human being worthy of dignity.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it should get the point for that. All right. Camera gaze, not relentlessly sexualized or punitive.
So, yes, she's not wearing a bra in that scene, but I don't feel like the scene was sexualized.
I think that it lets you know that the headlights are on, but it's not trying to poke your eyes out with it.
Even like her at the bathtub, when Simon sees her, it's a beautiful moment. She's beautiful, but he's obviously not sexualizing her. And I don't feel like the gaze of the camera, it shows her whole view. You see her back. And even when she's laying on the bed later on when they're talking and he's drawing her and she's naked, you don't see anything. Like you don't even see his picture.
Well, that's the thing. That's the difference, I think, between beauty and sex.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you can tell the beauty of something and not infer sex into it.
Exactly.
And I think these shots, the way that it's positioned, the way the camera is set up in that situation is not to evoke sex at all.
Mm-hmm.
It is only there to be striking, to show that part that calls to him, that muse. And I think that is not at all sexualized, nor is it punitive in any way.
And what I think is a nice juxtaposition about that scene, not even the scene itself. Earlier, she was dressed in, her little retro dress, and she thought she was looking good. And Melvin makes a comment about, how the restaurant is so fancy that he has to buy, a jacket and a tie because he wouldn't wear their borrowed stuff, where she can wear a house coat because he's misconstruing that she's wearing a retro style dress. And yet, he is interested in her, and he's kind of cutting her down, whether he's intending to or not. And then later on, when she's not trying to impress anybody, this other man who has no designs on her at all, finds her to be an attractive, beautiful woman, just in her in the beauty, in the art of it. So I love that.
I get that. So there's sexualization, and then there's just seeing the beauty in things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's definitely, I think it should get the point for that.
Definitely.
All right. So next is the Tremors Index.
Aha.
And that goes from 0, below Tremors, fails the basics, to 4, exceeds Tremors, rare, powerful, and intentional. Where do you see this hitting?
I think I'm going to be conservative on this one, and I am going to say Tremors level.
Okay. I was thinking more, so you're thinking of 3,
mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking 2, Tremors adjacent. Why don't we go through yours and see if it hits all the markers for Tremors level, the gold standard?
Okay.
Competence is distributed across gender, age, class, and personality.
Yeah, I mean, the 3 main characters, even though shit happens to them in different ways, they're still competent. They're still
fully realized human beings.
Yes.
Okay. I see that.
Okay.
Women make critical decisions without comment or apology.
True. I mean, Carol, she really does what she has to do. She either tells them that she's a part of something, that she's okay, sure, I'll go on the trip with you. Or she has no problem telling Melvin, no, I think we need to not see each other for a while because you're an asshole. She makes very critical decisions for her child, for her life. She almost quits her job so she could take care of her child. So, I mean, she's making the choices that, the hard choices. Nobody's telling her to make those choices.
Okay, I can't argue that.
And while
I want to for some reason, maybe because she does go back on it. But she's allowed to change her mind.
Yes, you're allowed to change your mind.
But he goes there anyway and subverts that boundary. I don't know.
Yeah, well, no, I hate that she sets the boundary and then he ends up messing up her boundary. But though he pays for Harold Ramis to come and check her child,
I would love that,
just so that she could go back to work. I mean, it's very self-serving on his part.
Sure,
she could totally say, I am not taking any of this, and she could very easily say, you know what, we've survived this long. I don't need your charity. But she also looked at it as if, you know what, my child could use this and why shouldn't I benefit from this, still be able to maintain my job and have my child?
Yeah.
So that's hard to make. That's a decision that you have to sit there and really weigh your pros and cons on that one.
That situation reminds me a little, and I don't know why I just thought of that movie where Nicolas Cage buys a lottery ticket and Bridget Fonda is a waitress and he promises her half as a tip.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot remember what that movie is called. He's a cop in the movie.
Yeah.
And Rosie Perez is his wife.
Yeah.
At the time. Not in real life.
No, yeah, in the movie, yeah.
I just want to make that clear because weird shit happens with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
So, but it just for whatever that situation for whatever reason reminds me of that. Anyway,
okay,
doesn't matter. Let's go on with this. So yeah, I think you're right that she does make critical decisions without comment or apology. Although I think she has to comment quite a bit to Melvin, but Melvin isn't the only one in the film.
Exactly.
The narrative assumes equality and moves on. Well, yeah, because even though Melvin dismisses a lot of people, they make him do things. And he is the most privileged person out of all of them.
And people around him, when he starts being rude to the customers at the deli and making comments about them being Jewish and sitting at the table, nobody takes his shit. And she, Carol, she's like, you need to either get a table and shut the fuck up or just get the fuck out.
Go, yeah.
Yeah. So, and when he does cause shit and she's not there, the manager kicks him out in a minute. I mean.
Oh, yeah. Well, the cops are going to get up and beat him.
Yeah.
And everybody claps.
Maya Rudolph was one of the cops.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I was looking at the guy that stood up with the baton because I'm thinking someone's about to get beaten.
And what I didn't catch.
I didn't realize that.
I forget which scene. Yeah, she was in one of the scenes.
That's insane. I got to rewind that and see it now.
Yep.
Rewind it.
Rewind it. Oh, my Lord.
I don't know how else to say it. Play it back? How do you say it?
Play it back.
Go back?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound right. It needs to be rewind.
Can
we still use rewind? Why don't y'all comment and let us know it?
Please.
CozyQuilts.
We're old.
At gmail.com.
Gotta get my jazzy scooter.
I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I am exceedingly old, apparently. Survival requires cooperation, not dominance.
Yeah.
It's true.
And it is true. Nobody dominates anybody. Melvin tries.
He tries, but he fails.
And it doesn't work. And everybody else is like, bitch, get down.
But they all end up cooperating.
Mm-hmm.
That is how they survive or how they make it through the film.
And I think Carol and Simon end up becoming really good friends.
Sure.
Because she's like, make sure you got my number. And then, and they're talking to each other behind the scenes between, they're chatting. So I think it's Drummer's level.
I'm going to agree, even though every instinct in me says no. I can't argue against it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's the way it's going to be.
Okay, so Tremors level.
So what does that give us for the stitch count?
8.
8 out of 9? Oh my God. That is so much higher than I expected.
It's because it, weirdly enough, is a lot more diverse and a lot more open than people realize.
Well, this just tells you, have more gay people.
Have more gay people.
Really,
and
you should have more
people
trans
of color.
people. You should have more people of color. You
just
should
have more people.
Just have more people, more diversity, and you'll be good.
Yes.
And you'll pass this with flying colors. You don't even need a story.
You won't get much from it, but you will at least have the honor of saying that your movie was an 8 out of 9.
I mean, that is true.
In the unofficial thing that is us.
So
maybe someday we'll actually, be able to send people little awards.
Sure.
Little tiny 3D printed awards being you don't suck. You won the stitch count.
Tell them what the stitch count is and send it to their publicist or something?
I would print out the stitch count and then 3D print a little quilt, a little piece of a quilt, and give it to
with the score on it?
Yeah, with their score on it, and send it to them and be like,
I'm sure they'll covet that next to their Emmys and Oscars.
Care. I don't.
They can affix it to their Emmys or Oscars that movie.
Ooh, and then if we ever are at an event where a movie is we know that some of the actors are going to be there from other movies, we could be like, Jack Black, your movie got this movie we did got an 8 out of, and then this movie we did got a 4, but this one over here got a 9. Because when by the time we ever get to meet Jack Black, he's going to have a whole blanket's worth of quilts.
Oh, okay.
I know we haven't done a Jack Black movie yet, but
Okay. You're really accelerating things here.
I know, but I really want to do a Jack Black movie, apparently.
I guess. School of Rock, then?
We did do a Jack Black movie. The Holiday.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good one.
We didn't do School of Rock yet, have we?
No, we have not done School of Rock.
We need to do School
That's
of Rock.
my automatic go-to when somebody says Jack Black film.
Yeah.
It's either that or the fake film in The Office. Or
Cloris Leachman.
Or the 2 episodes in Community.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I jumped there. I don't even go to Jumanji. I don't go to any of
the new Jumanji? Oh, yeah.
I don't even go to any of the movies other than those.
I think, didn't he do, what was it? The Lilliputians. I can't think of the name of the movie.
Oh, yeah. Gulliver's Travels.
Gulliver's Travels. That's it.
I didn't watch that film, but I know he did.
Oh, you know who's in that movie? Catherine Tate.
Okay.
Yeah. It's weird.
That's strange.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
What is she doing in
She's the queen.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
I completely see her as a very tiny queen.
I haven't seen it in a year, so I don't remember. It's been a long time, but I don't remember if they do anything beyond the Lilliputians.
I'm kind of betting she's the funniest thing in that film.
Because most of the time when they do Gulliver's Travels, they don't do the rest of the story, like the Yahoos and stuff like that. So I don't remember if they did that in this version of it.
No idea. So, at the risk of being 2 hours long,
woohoo!
Thanks for visiting with us for As Good As It Gets, 1997. That's Cozy Quilt Cinema. I'm Beth. That's Michelle. And thanks for being in the blanket fort. This episode stirred up something? Come tell us about it at cozyquiltcinema.com. There you can find us on Instagram and Blue Sky. If you're new here, stick around and subscribe. And if you're already one of us, a rating helps more than you know. We can't wait to see you right here in the blanket fort next week.
And don't forget our other podcast, Between Myth and Belief, where we talk about all the weird and crazy out there in the world that is supernatural. So until next time...
Don't myth it, you better believe it.
Don't be like me. Don't be like me.
That was a cute moment.
I love that. Bye, guys.
Bye.
The morning that I left for college, he walked into my room and he held out his hand, and it was filled with money. A big, sweaty wad of money. And he said, I don't want you to ever come back. And I just grabbed him and I hugged him And he turned and walked out.
Hey, we all have these terrible stories to get over, and you...
It's not true. Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. Just no one in this car, but a lot of people. That's their story. Good times, noodle salad. What makes it so hard is not that you had it bad, but that you're that pissed that so many others had it good.